Hey, hey, hey. Welcome back to Raggedy Ass Bitch TV, where we unpack the mysteries of modern social interaction. I'm your host, and today we're talking about a phrase that's thrown around constantly but means absolutely nothing. I'm talking about we need to hang out more, followed by nothing. No plans, no follow through, just vibes and empty promises. Let's discuss. Okay, so you know how this goes. You run into someone you haven't seen in a while. Could be an old friend, a coworker, someone you used to be close with. The conversation is good. You're vibing. You're laughing. It feels nice. And then as you're wrapping up, one of you says, "We really need to hang out more." And the other person goes, "Yes, absolutely. Let's do it." And then you don't. You go your separate ways, and that's it. No text, no phone call, no actual effort to make plans. Just a vague statement that hung in the air for 5 seconds before disappearing into the void. And the thing is, you meant it when you said it. You genuinely do want to hang out more. But then life happens. You get busy, they get busy, time passes, and before you know it, it's been 6 months, and you run into them again and you have the same conversation. We really need to hang out. I know. Let's actually do it this time. They did not do it that time. And this cycle repeats over and over. You keep running into each other, you keep having good conversations, you keep saying we should hang out, but you never actually do it. And eventually, you start to wonder, do we actually want to hang out? Or do we just like the idea of hanging out? Because if we really do want to hang out, wouldn't we have done it by now? But here's what I think the problem is. Nobody wants to be the person who actually makes the plan. Because making the plan means committing. It means picking a date, picking a place, coordinating schedules. It's work. And it's easier to just say, we should hang out and leave it abstract. That way, you get the warm, fuzzy feeling of wanting to hang out without actually having to do anything about it. And then there's a fear of rejection. Because what if you do suggest a plan and they say no? What if they're busy? What if they make an excuse? What if you realize they didn't actually want to hang out? They were just being polite. So instead of risking that, you just don't suggest anything, and neither do they. And you both walk away feeling good about the idea of hanging out without ever actually doing it. But here's the thing, someone has to take the first step. Someone has to be the one to say, let's actually do this. And if you're both waiting for the other person to do it, it's never going to happen. But you know what's worse than making plans? When someone does try to make plans and the other person is weird about it. Like, you text them, "Hey, want to grab coffee next week?" And they respond, "Yeah, maybe. I'll let you know." And then they never let you know. Hmm. So now you're the one who suggested it, and they're the one who left it hanging. And you don't know if you should follow up or if that makes you seem desperate. So you just leave it and the cycle continues. Or worse, you suggest a specific date and time and they say they're busy, which is fine. People are busy. But then you say, okay, when are you free? And they say, I'm not sure. I'll check my schedule. And they never check their schedule, or they do, but they never tell you what they found. At that point, you have to read between the lines. They are not actually interested in hanging out. They're just being polite. And that's fine. That's their right. But I wish people would just say that instead of leaving you hanging. Let me break down the different types of people who say, let's hang out but never follow through. Type 1, the genuinely busy person. This person really does want to hang out. They're just overwhelmed with work, family, life stuff. They have good intentions but no bandwidth. These people will usually apologize and feel bad about it. They'll say, I'm so sorry, I've been swamped, and you can tell they mean it. Type 2, the conflict avoider. This person doesn't actually want to hang out, but they don't want to hurt your feelings by saying so. So they say, yes, let's do it, but then ghost when you try to make actual plans. They're hoping you'll get the hint and stop asking. Type 3, the nostalgia seeker. This person likes the idea of your friendship more than the actual friendship. They enjoy reminiscing about old times, but they are not interested in creating new memories. When you run into them, it feels good, but that's enough for them. They don't need more than that. Type 4, the serial planner. This person is always down to make plans. They'll pick dates, suggest activities, get everyone excited. But then the day comes and they cancel, or they're late, or they reschedule. You love the planning part, but not the doing part. Type 5, the social butterfly. This person says, we should hang out to everyone. They're not being insincere. They genuinely like people and want to see everyone. But there's only so many hours in a day, so they overcommit and underdeliver. But I think there's something deeper going on here. I think we've all gotten comfortable with shallow connections. We say let's hang out because it makes us feel connected. It makes us feel like we're maintaining our relationship. But we're not. We're just maintaining the appearance of relationships. Social media makes this worse because we can keep up with people's lives without actually being in their lives. We see their posts, we like their photos, we watch their stories, and we feel like we know what's going on with them. So the urgency to actually see them decreases because we are already connected. But that's not real connection. That's parasocial observation. Real connection requires showing up, being present, making time, having conversations that go deeper than how's it going? And that's hard. It takes effort. It requires vulnerability. So we settle for we should hang out and hope that's enough. And Here's something I think we don't talk about enough. Sometimes we don't make plans because we're scared. Scared that we've grown apart and won't have anything to talk about. Scared that we'll realize the friendship has run its course. So we keep it vague, we keep it surface level, we preserve the memory of what the friendship was instead of risking finding out what it is now. And I get that. I really do. Change is scary. Growing apart from people you care about is painful, but avoiding it doesn't make it less real. It just means you are living in limbo. And sometimes people have grown apart. Sometimes friendships do run their course, and that's okay. But you won't know unless you actually try, unless you make the plan and show up and see what happens. And if it doesn't work out, at least you know, at least you tried. Here's the thing though, I think we all just need to be more honest. If you don't actually want to hang out, don't say you do. Just say, it was great seeing you, and leave it at that. Nobody's going to be offended by that. It's honest. It's kind. It doesn't create false expectations. And if you do want to hang out, then make the plan. Right there. In the moment. Don't wait for the other person to do it. Don't leave it vague. Just say, are you free Saturday? Let's get lunch. And if they say they're not sure, ask when they are free. Get a specific answer. If they're still vague, that's your answer. They don't actually want to hang out. And that's fine. Move on. But if they say yes, if they give you a date, then follow through. Put it in your calendar. Make it happen. Don't be the person who suggests plans and then flakes. And if you're the person who's always waiting for others to reach out, always hoping someone will invite you, always feeling like you're not a priority, stop waiting. Reach out. Make the plan. Be the one who initiates. Yes, it's scary. Yes, there's a risk of rejection. But there's also the possibility of connection. And if people consistently don't make time for you, even when you reach out, that tells you something. It tells you they are not your people. And that's okay. It hurts, but it's valuable information. Because now you can stop investing energy in people who aren't investing back. Now you can find people who do make time for you, who do show up, who do value your presence. Here's a hard truth. We make time for what matters to us. If something is important, we find a way. We move things around, we make it work. So, if someone consistently doesn't make time for you, it's not because they are too busy. It's because you're not a priority. And that doesn't mean they are a bad person. It doesn't mean you're not valuable. It just means you're not a priority to them. And you deserve to be a priority. You deserve people who make time for you without you having to beg for it. So, here's what I want you to take away from this. If you want to hang out with someone, say so. Make the plan, be specific, follow through. And if someone wants to hang out with you, they'll do the same. Because life is short, and if you keep waiting for the perfect time to hang out with people you care about, that time is never going to come. So, if there's someone you've been saying we should hang out to for months, text them right now. Make a plan, be specific, follow through. And if they flake, at least you tried. At least you know. But don't let good friendships die because you were both too scared or too lazy to make actual plans. That's all for today's episode of Raggedy Ass Bitch TV. If this made you think of someone, send them this episode and then actually make plans with them. Until then, stay raggedy, stay intentional, and remember, we should hang out means nothing without a date and a time. This has been Raggedy Ass Bitch TV. Stay unfiltered, stay unbought, stay free. Peace.